casual hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments. Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, my love, I wooed thee with my sword and won thy love doing thee injury, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Happy be, Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius, and my noble lord. This man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious Duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her bribes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feeding voice verses of feeding love, and stolen the impression of her fantasies with bracelets of the hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, and messages of strong fulfillment and unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And be it so, should not here before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, and by him imprinted within his power to leave the figure or to disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthy.
I would my father looked, but with my eyes.
Rather with his eyes your judgment must look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I do beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me if in this case I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death or to abjure the forever society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth and examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For A to be in shady cloistered mew, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that masters sow their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which withering on the virgin thorn grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished sovereignty I consent not.
Take time to pause, and on the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest to a austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia. And Lysander, yield thy crazy title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine my love shall render him. And she is mine, and on my right of her I do instate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every way is fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius, and which is more than all these boasts can be. I'm beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? As for Demetrius, I'll vouch for his head, made love to Nedar's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconsistent man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being over full of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, I have some private schooling for you both. But for you, fair Hermia, look you to arm yourself to fit your fancies of your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may insinuate to death or to a vow of single life. Come, Hippolyta. What cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegis, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire we follow you.
My love,
How now, my love? Why is thy cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well retain them from the tempest of my eyes.
I me, for aught that I could ever be, could ever hear, throughout tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood,
Cross, too high to be enthralled too low.
or else was scrapped upon respective years,
Spite, too old to be engaged too young.
or else was stood upon the choicest
So
bread,
hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
or if there was sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as a lightning in the folly of night. And then, in a spleen, upon both heaven and earth, ere man hath power to say, behold, in the jaws of darkness do devour it up, so quick, bright things come with confusion.
Then true lovers have ever been crossed, let it stand as an edict in destiny. And let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love is thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Herbie. I've a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. Upon Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, may I marry thee.
Yes!
And to that place a sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet with thee once Helena to do observance of the morn of May, I will marry thee.
Oh my good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitted souls and prosperous loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen, when the false Troyan under sail was seen, by any vow that ever men have broke, in number more than ever women spoke, in that same place that thou hast appointed me truly, tomorrow I will meet with thee.
You promised, my love. Look, here comes Helen.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Oh, you with me fair? That fair, gonna say. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair, your eyes are so as stars, and your tongue sweet air more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Oh, sickness is catching, your favor so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye, your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine and Demetrius being dated, the rest I give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns could teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hated me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None, but your beauty, with that fault were mine.
Take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself shall fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven into a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silvery visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl and bladed grass. The time that lovers' flight still doth conceal, to Athens' gates we have devised to steal.
And in the wood, where often you and I upon primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there Lysander and myself shall meet. And thence from Athens we will turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us. Good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep promise, love. We must steal our sight from lovers' food till tomorrow midnight.
I will, my love. Helena, adieu. As you on the hymn, Demetrius dotes upon me.
holding no quantity. Love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore as if the winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes, figure and heedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled, as waggish boys in games themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eye, he hailed down oath that he was only mine, and when this hail some heat from Hermia did felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him a fair Hermia's flight. Then to the woods will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But here mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight hither back again.
He's all our company here.
You were best to call them generally, man by man according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit to all Athens, to play in our interlude between the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so go to it.
Merry our play is, the most lamentable comedy, and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you, Nick Bottom, the Weaver.
Ready! Name what part I am for and proceed.
Nick Bottom, you are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus?
A lover?
Or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
That will ask for some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms, I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a captain, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This was Lot. Now, name the rest of the plays. This is Hercules' fame, a tyrant's fame. A lover is more condoling.
Yes, yes, the French flute, the bellows mender.
Ah, here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on me.
Then what is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, Faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That is all one. You shall play their mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
If I may hide my face, let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, Thisbe.
Ah, Pyramus dear, thy lover dear, thy Thisbe and lady dear. No, you must play Pyramus, and flute you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starbling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starbling, you shall play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner. Snug. Snug! Oh, you, the lion's part. And I hope. Here a play is fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You mean an extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar, roar, that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar, roar, that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you should do it too, terribly. You would frighten the Duchess and the ladies that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us every mother's son.
I command you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar. Roar! You as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar. Roar! You as Antwerp nightingale.
You may play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one might see in a summer's day, a most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it.
But, masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to come to my tomorrow night, and meet me a mile without the town, in the palace wood. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our device is known. In the meantime, I shall write a bill of property such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains. Be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
Over hill, over dale, through a bush, through a briar, over park, over pale, through a flood, through a fire.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I search the fury queen, to do her wars upon the queen. The council tall her pensers be, in those spots, the cold quotes you see, those be rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles live their sabers. Farewell, thou love spirit, I'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves prepare them on.
Well, the king doth keep his rebels here tonight, so take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because she, as her attendant hath, a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling. So, jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of a stranger, trace the forest wild. But she, perforce, withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. So now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do square. That all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there. Ooh.
Right to roast. That shrewd and neighbor's sprite coat, oh good fellow, are you not he? That frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk and sometimes labor in the quern, and fruitless make the brothers have their turn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no bar.
It's like neck wonders flapping at their heart. Those that hobgoblin calling with sweet puck. You're to their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not he?
Are you not he? Are you not he?
Ladies. Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I, just to Oberon, and make him smile. And when I, a fat and bean-fed horse beguiled, neighing in likeness of a filly foe, and sometimes lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bawled, and on her wither do I pour the ale. And the wisest ant, telling the saddest tale, sometime for a 3-foot stool mistaketh me. So I slip from her bum, down the sea, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough. And the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth, and knees and swear. A merry hour was never wasted there. But room fairies, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress was that you were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous, Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here? Come from the farthest steep of India? But that forsooth the bouncing Amazon, your buskined mistress, your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to bring their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance upon my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Perigenia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Ego break his faith with Ariadne and Antiope?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since the middle summer spring met we on hill and dale, forest or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beached margin of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling the land have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the plowman lost his sweat, the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green, for lack of tread, are indistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here, and no night is now with him nor carol blessed. Therefore the moon, governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound, and through this temperature we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts fall on the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old Hame's thin and icy crown, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is, as in mockery set, the spring, the summer, the childing autumn, the angry winter, change their wonted liveries, and the mazed world by their increase knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you mend it then? Eliza, why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votaress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied in the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait following, her wombs enriched with my young squire would imitate, and sail upon the land, and fetch me trifles, and return again as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal of that boy, did die. And for her sake I do rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day, if you will patiently dance in our revels, then go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with you.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way! Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a cliff, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vessel, thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly, as it should pierce 100,000 helmets. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial voters passed on, in maiden meditation, fancy free. Yet, marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound. And maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I shewed thee once. The juice of it, on sleeping eyelids laid, will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me that flower, and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan can swim with thee.
I'll put the girdle around about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she's asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing then she waking looks upon, be it on lion, or bear, or wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page.
I love thee not,
What?
therefore pursue me now.
Who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
Where is thy slave, fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slave be. Thou toldest me there was thrown unto this wood, and here am I, moved within this wood, because I cannot be my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or, rather, do I not the plainest truth tell you that I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel and Demetrius. The more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me as you used your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave. And ready as I am to follow you, what worser place can I beg in your love? And yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog.
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much, to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night in the ill counts of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company, for you in my respect are all the world. Then how can it be said I am alone, when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee, and hide me in the bricks, and leave thee to the mercy of the wild beasts. Then answer thy question, let me go. Or, if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
I, in the temple, the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed and were not made to woo.
Ugh.
I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania sometime of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin, reed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady has fallen in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And be thou here ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Come, now a roundel and a fairy song. And then, for the third part of a minute hence, some to kill cangers and musk rosebud seeds, some war with rare mice for their leathern wings to make my small elves coats, and some keep out the clamorous owl who nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now to sleep, and then to your offices, and let me rest. Snakes with double tongue, Johnny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and diamonds in the ground. Our near our fairy queen, fairy queen, fairy queen. Come on, near our fairy queen, near our fairy queen. Fill our mouth with melody, singing our sweet lullaby, 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 never harm nor spell nor charm, come our lovely lady now. Good night, with lullaby, 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 we spiders come not here, and to our lake in spinners west. We will spy our approach not here, work us down to no end. Fill our mouths with melody, sing our sweet lullaby, 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 hence the way, now all is well, one aloof stands sentinel.
dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or bird with bristled hair. In thine eye that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
There, Walt. You fate was wandering in the wood. And to speak troth, I forgot our way. We'll rest us here if you think it good, and tarry for the company of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One hearth, one bed, two bosoms, and one oath.
Nay, nay, good Lysander. For my sake, my dear, lie further off, do not lie so near.
Oh, take thy sense, sweet of thy innocence. Love's the meaning of love's conference. I mean, that unto my heart unto yours is knit, so that one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchange with the throat, so then two bosoms make single oath. And by your side, no bedroom you deny, for lying so Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Not much beshrew my manners and my pride if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy lie further off in human modesty. Such separation, as may well be said, becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far we distant, and good night, sweet friend. Their love ne'er alter till thy sweet life's end.
Amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I, and then in life when I am loyalty. Here is my bed. Here is my bed. Over here. Sleep gives thee all his rest.
If half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest I have gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force and stirring love. Ugh. Night and silence. Who is here? Reads the bathroom suit doth wear. Yep, this is he. My master said, despise the Athenian maid. And here the maiden, sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul. She durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid, sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Thou kill me, sweet Demetrius!
I charge thee hence and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou darkly leave me? Do not so!
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more is my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia wheresoe'er she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. If so, mine are oftener washed than hers. No, no, I But who is here? Lysander? On the ground I see no blood, no wound, dead or alive. If you live, good sir, awake!
And run through the fire I will for thy sweet sake. Oh, transparent Helena, nature shows art, and through thy bosom I could see thy heart. Where's Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Say not so, Lysander, say not so. What though he loved your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you. Then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent. The tedious minutes with her have I spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who would not change a raven for a dove? The will of man and his reason swayed. Reason says you're the worthier maid. Things growing aren't right until their season. So I, being young, till now, right not to reason. And touching now to the point of human skill. Reason becomes the marshal of my will that leads me to your eyes, for I do overlook love's stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? It's not enough, young man, that I did never know, nor never can, deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye. But you must flout my insufficiency. Good troth you do me wrong. Good troth you do in such disdainful manner me to woo. Fare ye well. Perforce I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man be refused, of another be
She's not Hermia. Hermia sleeps out there. Oh, it never mayest Lysander come out here. For as a serpent of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing that the stomach brings. Whereas the heresies that men do leave, no, are hated most by those that did deceive. So thou, for my serpent and my heresies, have all be hated but the most of me. And to all my powers to dress, my love and might, is to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to put this crawling serpent from my breast! I mean, for pity, what a dream was here! Lysander, look how I do quake with fear! Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you stood smiling at its cruel prey! Lysander? Lysander! Lysander, Lord! What? Gone? Out of hearing? No sound? No word? Alack, where are you? Speak it if you hear. Speak of all loves I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I well perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
The awesome cock so black, the beauty with horns, honey filled. The thrustle with his note so true, the wren with frizzled quill. The finch, the sparrow, and the lark whose plates are cuckoo gray. Whose note full many a man the market dares not answer nay. Hey!
Are we all met?
Aye. Hack, hack. It is a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be a stage, this hawthorn break a tiring house, and we shall do it in action as we will do it in front of the Duke.
Peter Quince,
What sayest thou, Holy Bottom?
there are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please, First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
By our lake in a parlous fear, I believe we must leave the killing out and all stop.
Not a whit. I have advice to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say that we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Won't the ladies be afraid of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion amongst ladies is a most dreadful thing, for there is not a more fearful, wild fowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he must speak through, saying thus or to the same effect. Ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were a pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are. And there indeed, let him name his name, and tell them plainly he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there's 2 hard things. That is, to bring the moonshine into a chamber. For, you know, Pyramus and Thisbe did meet by moonshine.
Doth the moon shine the night we play our play?
A calendar, look in the almanac, find out moonshine, find out moonshine.
Oh, look!
Here! Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why then may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and may the moon shine in at the casement?
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. But there is another thing. To bring a wall into the great chamber. For, says the story, Pyramus and Thisbe did speak through a chink of a wall.
You could never bring in a wall. Let's see about
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall. And let him hold his fingers thus. Thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, masters, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, once you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so every man according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? But a play toward, I shall be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Pyramus, begin. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savor odors, savor sweets, so hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice, stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
I must you. For you must understand it was but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant
Most radiant. Most radiant. Most radiant. Most radiant.
to speak all your parts at once, cues and all. Pyramus, your cue is past. It is never tire.
As true as trust holds, and yet would never tire.
If I were fair, this I would only die.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! Master to your haunted! Pray, master! Fly, masters! Help!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around. Through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire, and neigh, and bark, and grunt, and roar, and bear. Like horse, a hound, bear, and fire at every turn.
Why do they run? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an asset of your own, do you?
Oh, bottom, bless thee! Thou art, translated.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to frighten me with it. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here. And I will sing. And they shall hear. I am not afraid. The owl so cocked, so black of hue, with orange tawny bill. The throstle with his notes so true, the wren with the quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, whose plain song cuckoo gray, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay. For indeed, who would set his wit to such a foolish bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry, cuckoo never so?
Oh, I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. For mine ear is much enamored to thy note, and mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtues force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, no, to swear I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can glean upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Oh, out of this wood do not desire to go, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate, and the sunrise still doth tend upon my state. And I love thee, therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on present flowers doth sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so, that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Oh, peace blossom, moth, cobwebs, mustard seed, ready? And I. Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and blueberries, purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bag steals from the humblebees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light them with the fiery glowworm's eyes. To have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from my lover's eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies. Hail, mortal. Hail, hail, hail.
I cry your worship's mercy heartedly. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance. Good Mistress Cobweb, if I cut my finger, I shall be born. Your name, honest mistress.
He is Blossom.
I pray you, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and Master Biscard, your father. Good Mistress Peace Blossom, I shall desire your more acquaintance. Your name, I beseech you, ma'am.
Mustard seed.
Oh, good Mistress Mustard Seed. I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant-like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred hath made mine eyes water ere now. Good Mistress Mustard Seed, I shall desire your more acquaintance.
Come, lead him to my bower. The moon methinks looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue and bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awakened. Then what it was that next came in her eye which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress, where the monster is, in love. Near to her close and concentrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for the great Theseus nuptial day, and the shallowest thick-skinned of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break. When I did him at this advantage take, an ass's knoll I fixed upon his head. Anon, his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my lyric comes. And when they spy, as wild geese that the creeping fowler eye, or russet-padded coughs, many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, settle themselves and madly sweep the sky. So at his sight, away his fellows fly, and at our stamp, here o'er and o'er one falls, he murder cries and hope from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost to their fears thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. Their thorns and briar at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders all things catch, and I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania winked, and straightway loved, and
This foes are better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him in his sleep. That is finished too, and the Athenian maid by his side, so that when he waked, of course he must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I've been shy, but I should use thee worse, for thou I fear has given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleeping, or shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? How sooner believe that the whole earth may be bored, that the moon may through the center creep, so displeasing her brother's news tied to the Antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a
so should the murder look, and so should I. Here should the harm Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Demetrius, wilt thou give him to me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Thou dog! Thou cur! Thou runnest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth never be numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Dost thou have looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stopped.
You spend your passion on a misprized move. I'm not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I can tell.
Pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for?
A privilege, never to see me more. From thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
Well, there is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow. Ugh. Which in some slight measure will pay, if forest tender. Here, I will make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turn, and not a false turn true.
Then fate overrules that one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the word, go swifter than the wind. And Helena of Athens look thou find, all fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion, see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go. Swifter than the arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink an apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our very band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth, mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
And you at once will woo one who that must needs be sport alone. And those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should ruin scorn? Scorn and derision never did run in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows so born, in their nativity all truth appears. Why did these things to me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh, devilish holy fray. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her or? Your oaths to her and me, put in two scales, will even weigh, and both as light as hails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind. Now you give her or?
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen! Goddess nymph, perfect, divine. To what my love shall I compare thine eye? Crystals muddy, oh how regnant show. Thy lips, those kissing cherries, tempting grow. That pure congealed white, high torus is snow. Fanned with the eastern wind, turns to a crow. When thou holdest up thy hand, oh let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you all are bent against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Oh, can you not hate me, as I know you must join in souls to mock me too, to vow and swear and super praise my parts when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes. With your derision, none of noble sort would extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
Demetrius, you are unkind. Be not so. For you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part. But yours of Helena's to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep that! Love is gone. My heart to her, but its guest-wise sojourned, and now to Helen is a home return, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, less to thy peril. Thou, my dear, look where thy love comes. Yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eye dysfunction takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. For it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. You art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. To my ear, I think it brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay if love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's loves I would not let him buy. Fair Helena, who more fools tonight than Argon's fire nose and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Oh, injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you with these conspired? Have you contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for departing us? Oh, is all forgot? All school-day friendships, childhood innocence. We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together, like to a double cherry seeming parted, but a union in partition, two lovely berries, molded on one sap, so with two seeming hearts, but one body. Two of the first, like coats and heraldry, due but to one and crowned with one crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? 'Tis not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not said Lysander, as in scorn, raised my eyes and face, and made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot to call me goddess, nymph, divine, and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks this to her he hates, and wherefore doth Lysander deny your love and tender me forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent, what though I be not so in grace as you, so heaven with love, so fortunate but miserable most, from love unloved, this you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
Oh, I do persever counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon you when I turn my back. This sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you had any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she can entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life, I do. I swear by which I'll lose for thee to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too. Quick, come.
Lysander, where'd you tense all this?
Await you? No, no, he'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go!
Hang off, thou cat! Thou bird, thou vile thing! Let loose, or I'll shake thee from me like a serpent!
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this? Am I not Hermia? Are not you Lysander?
Demetrius, I'll keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I receive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What, should I hurt her? Harm her? Strike her dead? Although I hate her, I will not harm thee so.
What greater harm can you do me than hate? Hate me wherefore? Oh me, what news, my love? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Have you left me? Oh, the gods forbid in earnest, shall I say?
Aye, by my life, I never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of question, out of doubt. Be certain, 'tis no jest, nothing truer, that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
Oh, me. You juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love. What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine-eyed faith, have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What? Will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fine, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Puppet? Why so? Ah, is that what goes the game? Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our stature. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in this esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? Why so? How low am I? Thou painted maypole, speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low but that my nails cannot reach into thine eyes!
I pray, will you love me, gentlemen? Let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewishness. I'm a right maid for my cowardice. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower! Hark again!
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Ever kept your counsel, never wronged you. Save that. In love unto Demetrius, I told him of yourself unto this wood. He followed you, and for love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence, and threatened me, to spurn me, strike me, nay, to kill me too. And now you will let me quiet go back to Athens, will I bear my folly back, and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Get thee gone then. Who is that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What? With Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Thank you. She shall not harm me, Helen.
No, sir, she shall not. You take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but a little, she is fierce.
Little again, nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her!
You god, dwarf, you minimus of Henry Knotgrass maid, you bead, you acorn.
You are too officious in your behalf that scorns her services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part. For if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt buy it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow if thou darest, and prove who's right. Of thine mind is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee. Cheek by Joel.
You mistress! All this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray, but my legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence! Still thou mistakest, or else commits thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. tell me that I should know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on? And so far, blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far, I am glad so it is sort, because this their jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. Hide therefore, Robin, overcast the night, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one cannot within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this juice into Lysander's eyes, whose liquor hath such virtuous property, to take from thence all error of his might, and make his eyes roll with wonted sight. When next they wake, all this derision shall seem a fruitless vision. Was I in this affair, duly employ, all to my queen, and beg her Indian boy. Then I will her charmed die release from monstrous view, and all things shall be peace.
But, my very king, this must be done with haste.
But notwithstanding, haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Okay. Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then, to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again. Thou run away, thou coward. Art thou fled? Speak. In some bush, why dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward! Art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookest for wars, yet wilt not come? Come, recreant! Come, thou child! I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. I come where he called, and then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I follow faster did he fly. And in this path, this dark, uneven way, I'll rest me here. Come, thou gentle day. For if thou showest me thy gray light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Ho, 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 coward! Why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest. For well I wot thou runnest before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither. I am here.
Nay then, thou mockest me. Thou shalt buy this deer if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. But by day's approach, look to be visited.
O weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy hours. Shine comforts from the east that I may back to Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detest. And sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eyes, steal thee a while from mine own company.
Yet but three? Come one more. Two of both kinds make up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Heavens shield Lysander if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye, and the country proverb known, that each man shall take his own, shall be shown in thy waking. Jack shall have Jill, Nat shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
The ousel cock so black and hue with orange tawny bill. The throstle with its notes so true, the wren with the don't will. The finch, the sparrow, and the lark is plain some cuckoo gray, whose note full many a man doth mark and dares not answer nay.
Come, sit thee down upon my flowery bed, while I, thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears. Boy,
Where's Peace Blossom?
ready?
Scratch my head, Peace Blossom. Oh. 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 Where's Cobweb? Cobweb. Good Cobweb. Get you your weapons in your arms and kill me a red-hipped tumblebee on the top of that thistle. And bring me the honey bag and have a care the honey bag break not. Where's Mustard Seed?
Ready?
Give me your leaf, Mustard Seed.
What's your will?
Nothing good, Mustard Seed, but to help Calvary Peace Blossom to scratch. I must to the barber's for. Methinks I am marvelously hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass that if my hair do a tip, I must scratch.
What wilt thou hear some music, sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones. Desire to, bottle of hay, good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
Well, I have adventurous fairies who shall seek this world's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas, but I pray you, let your people stir me not for... I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will win thee in my arms. Fairies, tassel gently in twist, and the female ivy enrings the bark of the fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee! Oh, how I dote upon thee!
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for, meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors for this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her, for she his hairy temples then had rounded with coronets of fresh and fragrant flowers. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy. I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And, gentle pocket, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that, when he waketh, back to Athens shall the lovers wend. But first, I will release the fairy. Be as thou wast wont to be. See as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon! What visions have I seen? You thought I was an embryo. An ass!
There lies your love.
Oh, how came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe this visage now!
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these five the sense.
Music ho! Music such as the charm of sleep.
Now, when thou wakest, with thine own fool's eyes take.
Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock this ground round these sleepers' feet. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphant, and bless it to all fair prosperity. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be wedded, with Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy king, attend and mark. I hear the morning lark.
Then, in silence sad, trip we after night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night, that I, sleeping here, was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, find the forester, for now our observation is performed. And since we have the favorite of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. Let them go, dispatch, I say, and find the forester. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds in echoing conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in the wood of Crete they bathed the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding. Besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near seemed all one mutual cry. Never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flued, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew. But judge when you hear. But soft! What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And this, Lysander. This, Demetrius. This, Helena. Old Neater's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
I have no doubt they rose up early to observe the rites of May, and, hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnities. But speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to couple now?
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all stand up. I know that you two are rival enemies. How comes such gentle concord in the world? That hatred is so far from jealousy that you would sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply evasively. Have sleep, half waking, but as yet, I swear I truly cannot say how I came here. But as I think, for truly what I speak, and so now, methinks me so it is, I came hither with Hermia. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might without peril the Athenian wall.
Enough! Enough, my lord! You have enough! I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent. Of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury followed them, fair Helen had fancy following me. But my good lord, I want not by what power, but by some power it is. Thy love to Hermia melted as snow seems to me now the remembrance of thine old God, which in my childhood I did dote upon, and all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena. To her, my lord, as I betrothed there I saw Hermia, but like in sickness I loathe this food, but as in health comes my natural taste. Now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple, by and by, with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. For the morning now is something warm. Our purpose hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We will hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, my love.
These things seem small and indistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned into clouds.
Methinks I see these things with ardent eye, where everything seems double.
So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are asleep? It seems that yet we sleep we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us to follow to the temple.
Why then? We are awake. Let us follow him. And by the way, let's recount our dreams.
Bottom. Bottom.
Bottom,
Bottom.
bottom,
Bottom.
bottom, bottom,
Bottom.
Bottom!
bottom,
Bottom!
bottom,
Bottom!
bottom.
Bottom!
When my cue comes calling, my next is most fair Pyramus. Hi-ho, Peter Quint! Flute the bellows mender! Snout the tinkerer! Starveling, starveling! Gods, my life, stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream. Past the wit of men to say what dream it was, but man is but an ass if we go about to expound this dream. Methought I was, there's no man can tell what. Methought I was, and methought I had, But man is but a patched fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, man's hand cannot taste, nor his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will have Peter Quince write a ballad of this dream, and it shall be called Bottom Stream, because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it in the latter end of the play. Peradventure, I will sing it before the Duke. To make more gracious, I shall sing it at her death. Oh, oh, oh.
sent to Bonham's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. I don't doubt he is transported.
Oh, if you come out, then the play is on. It goes on forth, doth it?
Aye, there's not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
Nay, he hath simply the best foot of any handicrafter in Athens.
Aye, and the best person too. He's a very paramour for a sweet voice.
Why, you must say paramour. Paramour, as God bless us, a thing of knowledge.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple. There is 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully bottom. Why, does have he lost 6 pence a day in his life? He can only earn 6 pence a day. And the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day in playing Paris. I'll be hanged. Oh, he would not have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Paris? Oh, nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Oh, what an almost courageous day, almost happy hour.
I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what. For if I tell, I am no true Athenian. I will tell you everything, right as it fell out.
Come, sit me bottom.
Not a word of me. All I will say is,
Wrong.
the Duke hath died. Get your apparel together. Good strings to your beards. New ribbons to your pumps. Every man look over his part. Meet presently at the palace. For the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let this be have clean linen. And let he who plays the lion not bare his nails, but there to hang out and act as the lion's claws. And, most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath. And I do not doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away! Go away!
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, the poet, are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is, the lunatic, the lover, all is friend, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. And, as the poet's pen, in a fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth in the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shape, and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. And, in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed a bear.
But all the story of the night put over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witness it than fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joys and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us, wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
What mass, what dances shall we have to go away with this 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the torturing anguish of a long hour? Call, Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mass, what music? How shall we beguile this lazy time if not with some delight?
There is a brief coming exploratory. Make choice of what your highness will see first.
Thank you, good sir. The battle with the centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. We'll have none of that. That I have told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riot of the tipsy Bacchnos carrying the Thracian singer in their rage. That is an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes last came a conqueror. What else? thrice 3 muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorted for a nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief, that is hot ice and wonder strange snow. How shall we find the concord to this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For all in the play, there is not one round act, one player fitted, and tragical, my lord, it is. For Pyramus, there doth kill himself, which, when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water. The more merry tears, the passion of loud laughter, never shed.
And we will hear it.
No, my lord, it is not for you. I heard it over, and it is nothing, nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in his tent to be stretched and on to do you service.
I will hear that play, for nothing could be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
I hope not to see righteousness for a charge and duty in his service perishing.
My sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says I can do nothing in this country.
The kind are we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake. And what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes it in mind, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have purposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes. I have seen them shiver and turn pale, make periods in the midst of their sentences, and throttle their practiced accents in their fears, and, in conclusion, have dumbly broke off, not even paying me a welcome. My sweet, out of this silence yet I picked a welcome, and in modesty of fearful duty, I have read the most tongue-rattling of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, in tongue-tied simplicity, please speak the most of my capacity.
So please her grace, the prologue isn't for us.
Let them approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite. We do not come as mighty to content you. Our true intent is all fear delight. We are not here that you should hear repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show, you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
He hath rid of his prologue like a rough colt, and knows not to stop. A good moral, my lord, is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he hath played on his prologue like a shot on a recorder. A sound, but not an argument.
His speech is like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disorder. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show. But wonder on, for truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe is certain. This man with line and rough cast doth present wall. That vile wall did these lovers sunder, and through wall's chink they were content to whisper, at the which let no man wonder. This man with lanthorn, dog, and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine. As by moonshine do these lovers think no scorn to meet at Eunice's doom. There to woo. This grisly beast, which lie in hide by names. Trusty Thisbe coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did fight. And as she fled her mantle she did fall, which lying vile with bloody mouth did stay. Anon goes Pyramus, sweet within tall, and leaves his Thisbe mantle slain. Whereat, with bloody blameful blade, he bravely poked his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may, and many asses.
In the same interlude doth befall that I, one stout by name, present a wall. And such a wall as I might have to think that had in it a cranny, hole or chain, through which lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often very secretly. And slow, his rough cast a stone doth show that I am that same wall, the truth is so. And such the cranny is bright and sinister, through which fearful others are to whisper.
Silence. Pyramus draws near the wall. Oh, grim look night! Oh, night with hue so black! Oh, night whichever art when day is not! Oh, night, alack! Alack, alack! I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, oh wall, oh sweet, oh lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine, thou wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wall through whom I see no bliss. First be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter and I am to spy her through the wall. You will see it will fall, as I told you. Down here she comes.
There's the putativist.
I see a voice. To the cheek, to blink, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe! Think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and like Lamander am I trusty still. Not Shaphilus to Procris was so true. Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall. Wilt thou at meanest to meet me straight away?
Thus have I wall, my part discharged so, and me none, thus fall away doth go.
Now, the mural is down between the two neighbors.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willfully here without warning.
This is the silliest of that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but imagination, and the worst are, well, no worse, if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then, not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Oh, but look! Here come two noble beasts then. A man and a lion?
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear, the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor may now perhaps both quake and tremble here, when lion rough in the wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I one snug the joiner, and my lion fell, nor else no lion's down. For if I should come and strive into this place, did wear pity on my life.
Such a gentle beast, and of good conscience.
The very best enemies, my lord, that e'er I saw.
The lion is very fox for his valor.
True, and the goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion. The fox carries goodness.
His discretion, I am sure, cannot carry his valor. For the goose carries not the fox. It is well, leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lanthorn doth the horn moon present, myself from them.
He should have worn his horns on his head.
He is no crescent, and the horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lanthorn doth the horn moon present, myself the man in the moon you seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. He should be put into the lantern. How else is he the man in the moon?
He dares not come there for the candle, for, you see, it is already in snuff.
I'm weary of this moon. What do you would change?
It appears by his small act of discretion that he is in the way. But in all courtesy, in all reason, we must stay the time.
Proceed, moon.
All I have to say is to tell you that the lanthorn is the moon, I the man in the moon, and this thorn bush my thorn bush, and this dog my dog.
All these should be in the lantern, for all these are on the moon. But silence! Here comes Thisbe.
She's back again.
This is all these too. Where's my love? Roar!
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe!
Well stone moon, truly the moon shines with a good grace.
Well mount, lion.
And then came Pyramus.
And so the lion vanished.
Sweet moon! I thank thee for shining now so bright. I thank thee for by thy gracious gold and glittering gleams do I trust to take of truest Thisbe sight. But stay, O spite, but mark, poor knight. What dreadful dole is here? Eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear, thy mantle good. What? Stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell! Come, fates, come, come! Gut thread and quail crushed, conclude and quell!
This passion in the death of a dear friend could go near to make a man look sad.
This through my heart, but I pity the man.
Wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame? Since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear.
Devoured!
Devoured my dear. Which is, no, which was the fairest dame who lived, who loved, who liked, who looked with cheer. Come, tears confound, out, sword and wound. The pap of Pyramus, aye, that left pap where heart doth hop. Congratulations. Ow. Oh. Thus die I. Thus. Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die. Die.
with the help of a surgeon, he may yet recover and prove an ass.
How shall Moonshine has gone before this bee comes back and finds her lover?
My love, she will find him by starlight. Look, here she comes, and her passion is the play.
I think she should not use a long one for such a pyramus. I hope she'll be brief.
Mo will turn the balance of the play. Which Pyramus, which Thistes better? He for a man, God warrant us. She for a woman, God bless us.
She has spied him with those sweet eyes.
And thus she means, better listen.
Asleep, my love? What? Devil dove? Oh, Paris, her eyes! Speak! Speak!
We hold this solemnity in fortnight. Come, my love.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy plowman snores, all with weary task done. Now the wasted brands do glow, and the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now is the time of night, that the graves all gaping wide, everyone but lets its spirit forth, and the churchway past to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hegate's team from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now are frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through this house, give glimmering light by the dead and drums of fire. Every elf and fairy sprite, Papa's light as bird from briar. And this ditty after me, sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, will we sing and bless this place?
Till the break of day, this house each fairy stray, to the best bride band will be, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create, ever shall be fortunate, so shall all the couples three, ever true and loving be. And the lots of nature's hand shall in their issue stand. Never more lift nor scar, nor prodigious such as are despised in nativity, shall upon their children be. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless. Through this palace, twisty feet, trip away, make no say, meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this and all is mended.
Think but this and all is mended,
That you have but slumbered here,
that you have but slumbered here,
while these visions did appear,
while these visions did appear,
and this weak and idle theme,
no more yielding but a dream.
Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, now to escape the serpent's tongue, we shall make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all, and give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.